And introduce our class to you. This is Spanish 111, Elementary Spanish. I am always going to appear. There's a news forum. Whenever I send an email out to you guys, I will send it through this. So you should be checking your GTCC email, but if you don't, I would suggest, since this is a summer class, maybe a couple times a week, at least opening up your news forum, and I'll post it as an announcement there, but it'll go out as an email. Okay, so to get started with, my name is Jennifer Ray, and that's my email, my phone number and extension. I'm in AT350, cubicle number 13. Since this is a summer class, we don't hold regular hours, and our class is completely online. So if you need to meet with me, I'm going to ask that you guys send me an email requesting to make an appointment. I'm not going to have set office hours. Also, though, however, you can either deal with most of your stuff via email. I'm pretty good about sending videos back to you guys, explaining material or trying to go over things with you. Or you can message me, or we can communicate via Skype. And so if you watch this little video right here, this will explain to you how to do Skype. And after I'm done with these videos, you're going to have a couple videos up at the top that are going to, this video obviously, which is going to be introducing the class to you. And you'll also see another video where I am introducing myself, and then I'll also talk about my language labs. So for each week, what I'm going to do is at the top of the week, I'll have a video that you'll need to be watching. That will explain what you need to do for the week. So always make sure you start by watching the videos. Okay, so for this first week, you have to get your work done by the census date, which is the 8th of June. So you'll want to complete both your enrollment and your academic integrity quiz. If you don't do these things by the 8th of June, then you will be marked as a no-show for the class, and you will not be able to continue. So if you scroll through here, each week we start off, it'll tell you what topics we're going to be covering. And if you open up the week, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to have a video up at the top that'll tell you what you need to do, and I'll make one for each. So I'm not going to go through in depth what's in each week, because I'll do that individually. But for the most part, each week you're going to have forums, like a participation forum, and you have these videos, these instructor videos, because this is an online class. The only way I can communicate to you is via video. So if you open it up, there's going to be various videos that you're going to need to watch on the topics that we're covering for each particular week. And then in the forums, these participation forums, you'll post any questions or concerns you have about the videos that you watch. Up here, this just tells you what we're going to be covering and when the assignments are going to be due, and hopefully the SLOs, the student learning outcomes that are going to be addressed. You don't really have to worry about student learning outcomes, but if you want to know them, you can look in the syllabus and you'll be able to, and I'll go over the syllabus in a minute. And so then you'll have other so throughout the week, you'll have other assignments. So in the middle, it'll tell you what you have to do and where. A lot of your homework, not everything, but a lot of your homework and your orals are going to be in my language labs. And I'll always have a link here that'll take you out to my language labs. So you can click that, and it'll take you straight out here to my language labs. So once you've gotten yourself set up, and then you'll be able to see if we go out to June, you'll see that so if you're given an assignment, it says that it's in my language labs, and you'll go to my language labs and you'll click on the alarm clock, and there you're going to find the assignment. And I'll make this clear again when I go to student view, when I make the videos for each week, but I will post extra stuff on the calendar that's not assigned. So make sure you are going to Moodle, because you can see that these are the activities that I have assigned. But if you go out here, you're going to see those. You're going to see a bunch of tutorials and some extra practice. You only have to complete what's assigned. The other stuff is just extra stuff that I thought you might want to have access to. So I will always give you stuff that would help you with your, learning the material, but that's not assigned. So you can do the extra, like look at the extra tutorials, Do the extra practice if you want, but it's not going to be required of you. Okay. Sometimes you're going to have cultural assignments like this one right here. That's in it's in Moodle, but there's various videos that you'll end up having to watch. And then you will answer questions based on the video that you watched. Okay. I have moved most of my tests. The only thing that you're going to still have to do in my language labs are going to be oral dialogues, but all of my tests and my quizzes I have moved over to my language lab. To Moodle. So most of the stuff you're going to do is in Moodle. It's just going to be workbook activities and then oral activities you'll have to do in my language labs. Okay, so some other stuff about Moodle. If you look here, these are various links. So on the left-hand side is important stuff for you. There's links. This is a priority line for my language lab. So if you're having trouble with my language labs, I would call this number to start with. It's a priority line for GTCC, so you're going to get better service there. This is a link again to my language labs, but like I showed you, I have my language labs links throughout the site. This is a video that explains to you how to set yourself up in my language lab, so you're going to want to start with that. This is an e-text link for how to set up your text. So like we're an online class, if you would like to have your book on your iPad or another tablet, these are the links that tell you how to do it. Let's see, I think I've got some of this stuff up here twice I need to remove. This is a link that would tell you how to do accent marks. Okay, here's a link. These are some links that might be necessary for when you're doing oral recordings. This one tells you how to turn up your pop-up blockers in Chrome and Firefox for PCs. This one will tell you how to do it for Macs. The instructions that are in my language labs are for PCs, not for Macs. So I have made little videos that explain how to turn off your pop-up blockers. Pop-up blockers usually become a problem when you're doing oral assignments, so just remember that this stuff is here. You'll also want to do your browser tune-up, which is right here. This tells you how to set up your microphone if you have Windows 7, Windows 10, Mac. That used to be an issue more with other, like now they have a different setup for my language lab. So usually when people are having trouble doing a recording, it's because they haven't turned off their pop-up blockers. So I don't think you're going to need to use this, but if you're still having trouble after having turned off a pop-up blocker, then you may want to watch these videos. And you don't have to watch them all. It's just if you have Windows 7, watch this one. If you have Windows 10, watch this one. And if you have a Mac, watch this one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Our syllabus is right here. I also have it as a Moodle book. Our grading criteria, that will take you to our the rubrics that I use for the orals and the writing. Let's see, course schedule. This just tells you that your grading, all your work is going to be on Thursdays by the end of the day unless otherwise stated. So you may have a different due date. The only day that I tend to have something different for you guys is the week of finals, because I think you have work that's coming in and you have to complete a final. So I may give you 2 days that week in which things have to be done. But for the most part, everything is on Thursdays and everything is already open. So if you want to get started, please open each week in Moodle and see the posted assignments and their due date. So just make sure that, always look in Moodle. I know I tried to get rid of it. Sometimes there's an upcoming event over here on the side so people wouldn't look in the middle, but I put specific directions in the middle, so please make sure you're looking in the middle and not elsewhere. And then this is your grade book, so I think you can get in here and see your grades, and I think that pretty much explains everything about Moodle. So if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to ask me. The other thing is the code you're going to need, and I'll go over this when I do the My Language Labs in the next video. I'm going to post your code right here. I didn't realize that it was missing, but you can also find it in the syllabus, so I'll just go in the Moodle book one. And there's the code that you'll need for our class to set yourself up in My Language Labs. And like I said, I'm going to have it posted on the side as well. So, again, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me at jsray@gtcc.edu. Since I'm not going to be in my office that often, you can leave me an email and I'll try to check it. A voicemail, and I will try to get it remotely, but it's going to be better if you communicate with me via email and also via Skype. I think if you set up your Skype account, you can do it also on your phone. Download the Skype business app, and then it would come through as a text basically to my phone. So you might want to do that if you want a more prompt response.